Hello everyone, what's up? Prince1215 here with another update for Transformers Knights of Cybertron. So been a minute since I've done one of these. The last time I did one of these was I think back in April, something like that, April, May, before Chapter 2 started. So here I am to talk a little bit about Chapter 3, kind of more in vagaries, but it's like just a teensy bit so that way you guys have an idea of what's going on. So, October, the end of October, I think it was like the 30th, it was like the day before Halloween or something like that. The 10th episode of Knights of Cybertron, the end of chapter 2, was released on my channel, and I have to say, thank you all so much for watching that and liking it. It's quickly shot up in the view charts in terms of Knights of Cybertron episodes. Each episode does pretty well, but that episode in particular has done really well, and I'm very pleased and excited about that because that was like the big one that I was really looking forward to producing and editing and getting all that stuff done, because it was kind of it's kind of my version of the end of Transformers 2007, where they're in the city, there's a big fight going on, and so it's like when I was writing it, I was blasting a lot of the music from Steve Jablonsky and stuff. So it's very much I wanted it to have those vibes. So yeah, that was a really fun episode to work on. I think it turned out really well. So I'm glad everyone's been enjoying it. So with that done, though, it's like that is the end of the first 10 episodes, what I originally envisioned as season 1, and the end of the first 2 chapters. So now moving on, I am in production on chapter 3, which is going to be episodes 11 through 15. So if you watch the last couple update videos, really, I've stressed that going forward, I'm going to be working on kind of 5 episodes at a time to kind of hopefully get things worked on and out quicker. So that way there's no more like 2-year waits in between new episodes or whatever. Because of course that was never my intention when this project started. I was so I'm in the midst of enacting that plan to make sure that doesn't happen. So I thought I'd just do this quick little update video to let you guys know how that is progressing. So right now, what I am in the middle of is I am in the midst of casting for the new episodes, because since chapters 3 and 4 were originally envisioned as the full second season, there's a lot of, it's the start of a, it's like episode 10 was an ending, and now we've got a start going. One of the new characters being Shockwave. That's pretty obvious given the end of episode 10. Spoilers for episode 10, I guess, if you haven't watched that, but that'd be weird if you're watching this video and hadn't seen that. So Shockwave, he's going to be in it. And there's other characters I don't want to disclose as of right now, because I want them to remain a surprise. For like when trailers and stuff drop, and when like the full episodes come out and all that. So hopefully those will be fun for you all out there. So I'm in the middle of casting right now. So the casting process as of right now is going to last 2 months, just that way I can make sure to gather enough responses from potential talent. If I have to extend it, I will, but hopefully that will be long enough. So in the midst, while that is going on, I will start filming the next episodes. Now, I do have a little bit of a jump on this, because I do have all of episode 11 filmed, and I've got like 3/4 of episode 12 filmed. So I am a little bit ahead of schedule on that, thankfully. So I really just have to wrap up like 2 scenes, I think, in episode 12. But the thing though is that I filmed these a while ago now. When I thought that I was trucking along at a better clip, and I thought that like the end of the show would be here by now. So some of these shots are probably going to be a little more old fashioned. I could probably do some better things. So I may do some reshoots on it a little bit, just to spice them up a little bit. But overall production on episodes 11 and 12, in terms of the filming portion, those are going to be, those are going to be wrapped up very, very soon, which will then allow me to begin on 13 through 15. Now, with that though, there is going to be a change, and so I'm considering changing up the release schedule a little bit, where I may release 11 and 12, and then there may be a teensy bit of a gap between the release of 13, 14, and 15, because 11 and 12 are being filmed on the same camera that I used for episodes 1 through 10. So, so they're all going to look the same and everything. But I have upgraded my equipment in the last year. So I have a webcam. Instead of using a digital camera, I am now utilizing a webcam, which is actually is going to allow me to film in high definition, which the digital camera is not actually in high definition, if you can believe it. I think it actually only shoots in 720p. Now, for the stuff I've been doing in the past, I've never really needed much more than that, and I think that, up until kind of recently, I think it's worked out and everything's looked good. But now that I'm doing so much more, a lot of my stuff requires so much heavy visual effects editing and everything. I have noticed as of late, and I especially noticed it when editing episode 10, even though I think it turned out really well, that, this image is kind of blurry, and it's not because the camera is it's just that, it's just a low resolution image. So I finally bit the bullet and I upgraded to a webcam, and you may have noticed that Studio Shorts number 4, Megatron's Crew, that one was filmed on the webcam. So if you notice that one looks a little sharper compared to some of my other stop motions as of recent, then that would be why. And so going forward, so that was really the first test for how I'm going to be able to film going forward. And so I've done that. I've recently filmed another Studio Shorts that I will be talking about here in a moment. And then I'm gonna do one more small thing to kind of, again, test the capabilities of the webcam and really make sure that I understand how to utilize it correctly, and then I'll get started on all that on 13, 14, 15 episodes. There may be some wonkiness with the release schedule going forward for these episodes, but that's not set in stone for right now. That's just me thinking, just because there's going to be such a drastic leap between the visual quality of 11 and 12. Again, not that they're going to look bad, but it's just that 13, 14, 15 are going to look so much better comparatively, and I'm going to have to re-export like a lot of the backgrounds and stuff that I've had, because the image size is larger and everything, and so I'd have to stretch, and then those images would break down because I'm stretching them to a resolution they're not supposed to be able to go to and everything. So I'm gonna have to kind of go back and build some things back from the ground up again, but it's not gonna create like huge delays or anything. And also that's part of why I've put the casting to be as long as it is that it's going to allow me that buffer time to where I can kind of kill two birds with one stone. So I'm going to be able to cast the new characters, and then I'm also going to be able to knock out a lot of that kind of tedious behind the scenes stuff in order to really get ramped up. And then going forward from there, once that's all done, then I'm really going to be able to be off to the races. And like 16 through 20, I'm going to be able to, in terms of filming, anyway, I'm going to be able to knock out even faster once I really get used to the webcam and all that. So I'm in, let's call this an adjustment period for right now, but it will be worth it. And there's unless like all my voice actors just like drop off the face of the earth and stop responding to me, there is not going to be another 2-year-long wait in between episodes. I don't have any idea for when the next episodes are going to be dropping. It's definitely going to be 2024, but considering I'm recording this on December the 11th, I mean, they're going to be in 2024. But yeah, so it's like it'll be sometime in 2024, and it's like it'll be a little while, but it's not going to be that long. Like I said, not going to be a 2-year wait. It will be within calendar year 2024. And for whatever potential delays I'm going to have from like maybe waiting on voice lines coming in or whatever, I'm going to then, be trucking. So if I get filming on chapter 3 done, and then I'm waiting on voice actors to get me their stuff, then I'm like, well, time to film chapter 4, and then I'll get that done. So it's like, so whatever, and I'm going to be primarily focusing on Transformers going forward. It's like a lot of that. So whatever delays cause episodes to maybe come out a little later, it's going to, in the long run, help the episodes that come after come out sooner, if you understand that logic, because I'll be working on filming and visual effects and stuff, so that way all that stuff is ready to go when I do get the voice lines in. So that being said, speaking of casting and voice lines, is that one of the things involving this in the casting process this time around and getting the next chapter done is that, unfortunately, I am having to recast a couple roles. I contacted the voice actors I contacted all the voice actors involved with the project, and because of a lot to do with my own fault, getting distracted with other projects and stuff, they decided to move on because of the big delay, and they were like, yeah, I'd rather not return to the project after all this time, which they have every right to do. Again, that's on me for having for the big delay in the first place, because it's like yeah, I was waiting on some work from one actor, but it's like if I'd kind of been more on top of things and hadn't been distracted, it's like, hey, it's like, because when I did finally contact him, he's like, oh yeah, I can have those lines to you, no problem, pretty quickly, and that happened pretty quickly. So it really was just on me to kind of be going, oh, hello, could I have these? And it's like, oh yeah, here you go. And it's like, oh, I should have asked for those lines, like, I don't know, 8 months ago. So yeah, the big delay was mostly it's like 98% my fault. So I'll take full responsibility for that, and the fact that we're having to recast here is again my fault. And no ill will towards the voice actors that have decided to move on. Their work was fantastic. They did what I asked of them. It's my fault that they decided to move on because of the delay. So I am having to recast a couple characters, unfortunately, but hopefully the replacements I find will be every bit as good and unique as the ones we're unfortunately losing. But I do wish all of them well, because I hopefully you all will agree, is that I think everyone did a really good job with the voice acting. I think the characters really. The voice work for the characters really, really shine, even in like the earlier episodes where everyone's still finding their footing and stuff. It's like, I mean, Starscream. I mean, come on, that's such a great Starscream, I think, and he is staying on board, thankfully. So, Starscream's voice will not be changing, so that's good. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Knights of Cybertron. But then I did mention. Just really quick, I did mention that I do have a new studio shorts coming that will be launching this Friday the 15th to help celebrate my 15th year on YouTube. This, it's the 15th anniversary since I started my channel back in 2008. If you can believe that, I've been running this channel since I was 10 years old. I'm 25 now, about to be 26 in January. So I do have a new studio shorts that will be coming out to kind of help commemorate that. And again, it was another animation test run mainly for the new webcam, but I've got a pretty funny script that hopefully you guys will enjoy. This time around, I'm focusing on the 1986 Transformers the movie, dealing with characters like Cup and Perceptor and Hot Rod and a lot of those G1 characters. And it got some, because it's this idea I had, was like, you know what, that's a really good point. What about, and so it's kind of poking fun at some of the plot holes in the G1 movie, because a perfect movie it is not, but I still love it anyway. I like a lot of the Bay movies. So the 86 movie will be getting kind of the same treatment as I've kind of been giving some of the Bay movies. So hopefully you all will enjoy that. And so, yeah, so that'll be coming out on Friday, along with one or two other videos to help kind of celebrate. It's like, yeah, I've been doing this for 15 years. And I do kind of wish that I had like a bigger huzzah, big celebration anniversary thing planned. But again, that's one of those, and I was kind of considering it for a bit. But again, like I said, I want to really focus on Transformers, so that way there's no more great big gaps between episodes and things are a little more normalized. It's like, because if there's 6 months in between a chapter, I don't think that's necessarily a big deal. So like the end of a chapter is, if I'm doing a 5-month release schedule again, and a chapter contains 5 episodes, and I release, May, June, July, August, September, just as a random selection of months there. If things end in September, then, maybe I can have then the next batch out by March of the next year. I don't think that's unreasonable. So hopefully I'll be able to keep to that schedule. So yeah, that's kind of it for this update. So I hope you all have enjoyed. I'm very much looking forward to these next batch of episodes, because I think I've said it before that, episodes 1 through 10, I'm really happy with a lot of the work there, but it is a lot of setup for places I really wanted to go. And this is really now getting into a lot of it, the things that I really wanted to do. It's like, oh yeah, now we're really getting to some of the good stuff. So I'm excited for you guys to see it. I'm excited to work on it, and hopefully, we'll get the new cast members in, and we'll be able to churn these out at a greater clip, and it's just going to get bigger and better from here. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.